Hey, beautiful YouTube family, welcome. So this is going to be Cancer, Leo, Sun, Moon, Risings reading for the month of March. And I have a little tiny story time before I begin. I already recorded this reading and I already uploaded it and it already processed and people already watched it. And for some reason, that is really still blowing my mind. And this is not like one of those like YouTube's trying to stop the message coming through. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that I think we have all hopped some timelines or something has shifted with time, because it is not possible to watch a reading whenever it's not fully processed and uploaded. But for some reason, the reading today came back as failed upload and I had to delete it. Now, you all that are watching this on my YouTube channel, you guys didn't see it because it was not public yet, but it was on my Patreon and I had patrons watch it. I had friends watch it. I had reports back on their thoughts and everything. I had long comment left by an amazing patron and about how much it resonated. And if you're watching this, the people that did watch this, those messages apply to you. You obviously definitely were the ones that was for. That was a very personal reading for you. Because it only got to y'all. But things have shifted and changed, and really the way what I'm thinking happened is, for a lot, what I talked about happening was happening in that moment. It was happening, you know, it's happening a shorter period of time than March overall. And so now we're going to be getting the bigger picture of March, because things have shifted and things have shifted. We're living in a very different world today than we were, 2 weeks ago. And I recorded this, I believe, it took me a while to actually get it uploaded on Patreon. I already recorded it maybe a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago. So it's just truly blowing my mind how it disappeared. Because on top of that, I also had all the readings I recorded from Cancer all the way up to Virgo disappear from my phone. And I figured that was because I transferred phones and, technology, and I didn't make sure I had a backup on my computer. So I was taking that as an L, just be like, all right, well, now I learned my lesson with that, gotta redo them. But the fact that happened, that actually happened first, and then this happened this morning with this Cancer reading is blowing my mind. So there's just a tiny little story time for you. Let me know in the comments if you've had some weird shifts, some weird things time-wise happen, things kind of like, wait, where did that go? Because I'm also I'm missing an email that I know I had. I saw it with my own eyes and then it disappeared and I haven't been able to find it. It's not archived or anything so let me know. Just wanted to throw that out there, especially for the Cancers, because it happened to your guys' reading. So let's get into your reading though. This is your general energy reading for the month of March. And we're going to be seeing what's going on. Let's find out, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, what's going on with your March. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands showing up first. All right, let me know, the people that watched it, did she come up in the other one? I feel like she did. And I want to say she was the first card, but I feel like she did. So maybe when she wasn't the first card, she came up. But you all are stepping into a whole new space when it comes to your confidence this month. What I'm hearing is you're embodying the Queen of Wands. Now, you, of course, could be dealing with a fire signs or Queen of Wands energy. But I feel like you're embodying this energy mainly, okay? You may be also attracting it in. We have, and this is going to be after a period of time of not feeling that great about yourself, of not feeling very inspired, of not feeling like you can make magic happen in your life. Now, I remember a lot of what happened in that Cancer reading because it was so profound to me how it connected with the people I actually thought of that would pop up as references during the session. And so that's why, again, I think it was really, they got a mini group personal reading. But what I was getting was you're rising from the ashes this month and you're transforming, and things that did not work before, you're seeing why they did not work, and you're now getting a new opportunity to try it again. And you have to leave the past in the past of why certain situations did not work out for you. So I feel like after, I'm hearing failed attempts or things that did not work out, that really looked like they were going to, or, you tried to manifest something and it didn't come through. That's shifting this month. Okay. Okay, we have the Princess of Wands reversed. Yes, because I wanted to get some more information. Actually, I need to put that there. It was a clarification. There was something you were waiting for, and you are not waiting for, but you were wanting to make happen. This is like a Martian action-oriented energy I'm picking up on now. You wanted to make happen and you got bad news about it, and it's like it didn't go through, and it definitely hit your self-esteem. It definitely hit like solar plexus and the sacral chakras, your confidence, your sense of emotional intimacy and being open in that way. Like that all was seriously affected by whatever did not come through for you in the past. And there is a new opportunity, I'm hearing, to plant a seed for that to come again in March. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily, I feel like you are embodying the Queen of Wands. You are, once again, going to attempt to make this happen. And you're feeling really empowered to do so because you have a recognition of why it did not work out before. This reading feels far more powerful than the other reading when it comes to how you personally feel about going out and gaining this for yourself, okay? We have the 8 of Discs. Yeah, it's like, you know what? The other one, I was kind of pushing and prodding, being like, just because it didn't work out before, doesn't mean it can't work out now. Like I was having to give that kind of encouragement advice. You got that. You understand that. And you're focused. You're making it work. You're continuing to work on yourself. You're perfecting something from within yourself. You're perfecting something on this project that you're working on, this goal that you have. I'm really drawn into the spider web here. Like, yes, really focusing on the details of making this happen, because I think the reason why this didn't work out before is because you missed a lot of the details. You missed a lot of the like nuance and a lot of the slight shifts that needed to be made before this would actually be able to happen. We have the Ace of Swords coming out. So now we have there's a gift of the truth I'm hearing. What is this truth? What is this truth? This gift of truth. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands reversed. So this gift of truth that's coming in is you seeing, I almost feel like you were working too hard for it. You weren't being receptive. You were trying to like make it happen completely like by force. And instead this time you're trusting your feminine energy to be able to draw it in versus having to go out and force it to happen. So that's why you're still in this space. Like notice like this person is kind of like, they're a shadow in here, right? And they're cloaked. They're still in this very like secure, protective space where they're reflecting and working on themselves and improving something. Kind of I'm hearing you're moving in silence this month as you work on this. And this truth is revealed to you where it's like all you needed to do was kind of let your guard down a bit and be more open to receive instead of trying to force it to happen. Okay, let's get some more smaller details here of what's going on, some more specifics. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Ooh. Okay, we have younger woman. I feel like this month, Cancer, you're feeling younger. You're feeling more vibrant. You're feeling more receptive. Like it doesn't matter you watching what your gender is. You're feeling more receptive, more that feminine energy, more receptive, more intuitive. And you're just feeling more full of like life and just you're feeling better too is what I'm hearing. You're physically feeling better. Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising details. Look at this. Bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. Yeah, that was blocked. This Ace of Wands reversed, this Princess of Wands, this bad news, this, direction that we were like, all right, well, obviously this is not working, this block, whatever. You're overcoming it. You built a bridge over that blockage and you're walking across it. You realize here it is. Here's the download. You realize you never needed to move the blockage. You never had to put the force in to move the blockage. You just needed to build a bridge over it. You just needed to build the bridge to go over it. Working smarter, not harder. Okay. We have lighthearted, carefree time. This is a month where you're going to be able to have a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyment. You're going to feel a lot more balanced, more stable, less weight on your shoulders. You're going to be able to, I'm seeing a lot with like friends, family, get-togethers, things like that. You're going to be coming back in together with people that really match your energy, and you're really going to feed off of that. Like you're feeding off each other. I'm just seeing like you're coming together with other strong, aligned energies is going to make you feel so good. So good. I heard somebody's voice say, better than I felt in 10 years. So like physically, like you just feel a lot better. We have a chain of events that will affect your life. I mean, and this is where we're all at as a collective right now. But this is, when it comes to you personally and your personal life, I feel like this is a new dawn, because you're learning some, I'm hearing how to hack the system, how to hack the blockages, how to not get stuck in the space of having to push all the blockages out of the way, but how to just walk over them. Because I'm seeing somebody trying to push this huge boulder. And to me, this is kind of like a radical acceptance of like how, okay, and I'm going to say this, and this might be controversial. I don't believe we are ever going to be fully healed. I do not believe we're ever fully healed. When we look at astrology, please tell me how, if you follow astrology, you can really think that, because there's so much that is about, like, we have Chiron, the wounded healer, where it is a wound that cannot be healed, but it's one that helps you transform. It's one that helps you understand others better, one that helps you help others better, but it's never fully healed, right? There's a lot of other asteroids that imply like these kind of really negative things that we're just born into, and it's our cross to bear, but they also have like their double-edged swords. They have a lot of power to them. And it's like, you're learning that, you're understanding that. And instead of trying to take that double-edged sword and, you know, dull one side of it so it's not so painful, or so it becomes flattened, and you keep doing that over and over and it's just impossible, you're learning how to better use your double-edged sword so you aren't hurting yourself. You're not finding yourself stuck in the same loops. You're breaking free from the chains, because I'm just really drawn into the chain in general, and the chain symbology of like being tied down to something, tied down to pain, tied down to trauma. You're breaking free from feeling tied down to the fact that you're going to have to move this heavy weight and you're going to have to heal it completely. No, you're learning how to build a bridge. You're learning how to identify it, because now you see that it's there. And now you're getting the skills to build a bridge over it, to find a way around it, to go through it, instead of trying to get it out of the way completely. Because the thing is that when we have this ideology that we can be completely healed, then there's a lot of failure that comes with that whenever we don't ever match up to it. And then people lose their sense of faith and hope and all the things that they've learned to believe about themselves and know about the universe, how things work. They lose that too. They lose themselves. They find themselves closer to back where they started when they were unawakened than they do at their most awakened state, because you just feel that burden of, well, still not healed. Well, guess what? You're not going to be not in this human experience. That's not the point. Is to have these things that are there and still work through them. The point is to learn how to transmute. The point is to learn how to find your power, how to use those double-edged swords in a way where you are even more powerful, because you got two swords on the side. You're swinging. I'm seeing somebody swinging around like I don't know. You're using both blades, right? But you're not cutting yourself. Wow. Okay, what else? Cancer, sun, moon, rising. What's going on? Okay, we have career coming up. We are going to talk about your career in more detail on my Patreon channel. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check that out. The link's in the description box below. What about your career, though, that wants to come through on this message? Ooh. Okay, we have needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. So Cancer, there is some sort of wish that you have about your career, about school, or about life goals, and there is a wish that is being granted. So when we're talking about things that didn't work, think about something that maybe didn't work with career, school, or goals that you have, and that is what's coming through. And to me, that needle and the thread, like you're having to feed a needle through the thread is a lot of Eight of Pentacle energy, because it's like you have to be precise, right? You have to get it through that hole, and it can be frustrating at times, and you can feel very blocked at times if you're not in alignment, right? So this is you now being in alignment to make this happen that you tried to make happen before and it didn't work. What else? General energy. Cancer, sun, moon, rising. Okay, we have February. So I'm recording this on the 28th of February, very last day. February was a very powerful month for you. It was a very emotional month. If this is resonating with you, if this message is for you, this is what I call like a signifier. So you know this reading's for you. It was a very emotional month. There's a lot that was brought to the surface. There was a lot that you had to go through. There was a lot. I feel like there was a activation of the throat chakra. You were sharing a lot. You were expressing a lot of what you were experiencing. And I feel like you would process a lot of shadow work, and a lot of trauma came up to the surface. And there was moments where you're like, when am I going to ever be healed from this? When am I going to be able to move on from this? And like, you need that message that, well, never, but it's not a bad thing. You're learning how to coexist with it in a way where it does not take power from you. And in fact, it gives you even more power. You're learning that transmutation. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some advice for the month for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay, we have number 36, shine bright like a candle. You will make it through this. So if you have Leo placements, make sure you do listen to the Leo reading as well, because that card came up. But you'll make it through this. You are going to, if you're in this space, because we're all on different like timelines. So some of you, and it may be a larger portion of you that happened upon this reading, you are going to continue to feel the shadow work and this processing and this understanding as you go through March, but you are going to make it through it. So if you aren't really resonating within February, it being a really, significant time, like I said, like that's a signifier, then that is what you're about to experience. You're just a little bit further down, or further, I guess you would say further back on this timeline for the Cancerian energy. And you need to know that you're going to make it through it. And those that resonate with that February energy, you're stepping into March with this new energy, feeling better, more weight lifted off your shoulders, and overcoming problems that you once before thought you weren't going to be able to overcome. Advice. So 369 may pop up a lot for you. You may see 36 or 69 as well. We have number 33. Yeah, threes are going to be big for you this month. 33, I want to be queen, stating your sovereignty, declaring freedom, passing a test. Again, if you have Leo energy, make sure you watch that reading. So this is you passing a test. I think I talked about this in January, that February, March, there was like a lot of tests that we're going through, or as I like to call them, opportunities to show up for yourself, for your future self, for the self you are creating. You have to be given the opportunities that are uncomfortable to make the decisions that show you have shifted, right? To confirm that you have shifted your vibration, you have shifted your mindset, and you're shifting your realities because of it. And so this is the opportunity. This is your moment. And we have the last message here. Use your time well, make every moment count. I feel like with that card, you're being told more to be more in the moment, less in the future, definitely less in the past, and be more in the moment. One last message, please. Also, you may notice something with time this month. Time might be off for you. You may have like periods where you're like, wait, what time is it? I thought it was this time, or it just might seem off, or it might seem like time is flying. Okay, your dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. And that's definitely where you're lining yourself up, is to pursue a dream where you have been blocked before, but now this opportunity has opened up. So, you know, the title that I had for this Cancer video was, it's the divine timing for me. And I'm going to re-upload it with that title, because the message is still like that. Like, it was in divine timing. The things that happened and you were blocked from, you now have the strength, the power, and the understanding in order to go make it actually happen now. You're not in a space where you're even pushing and prodding to get to this point. You're there. And I think that's why maybe that reading went bye-bye, because you didn't need the extra, you know, you've already kind of come to this. When you find this reading, you're already going to be in the process of, or you have already come to it, where you've released. And the message you needed to hear most is that you're not going to be fully healed, and that's okay. You do not need to be fully healed to have a good life. You do not need to be fully healed to manifest. You do not need to be fully healed to be loved. You do not need any of this black and white thinking, and that being a human means carrying burdens that are out of your control. That's part of the experience. But the other part is being able to take that and transmute it into a personal power, into a double-edged sword that is a crazy tool of just empowerment and protection and insight. Okay. So that's going to be your reading, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Again, I will be doing the extended version where I'll look closer at your career, finance, life goals. I take a look at your love life in particular. If you're really interested in that, you can actually check out, like I said, maybe you all just need to check out the later reading regardless, because we talk a lot about love life in that reading. So if you're kind of seeking that, go ahead and check that out. But we'll talk about your love life in particular. And we're also going to be talking messages from spirit guides, ancestors, of any additional advice that you need about this month and any additional messages that need to come through. So you can join me on Patreon for that. If you want to book a personal reading, you can do that at my website, witchybabyshop.com. My personal readings, I'm actually going to be probably able to do less of them just because of what's happening, some shifts that are happening in my life. And I'm going to be putting a lot of my focus on Patreon and all my focus on YouTube. So I'm going to be limiting myself on personal. So if you want to get in, this may be a time where, like in the past, I've been booked up for 6 to 8 weeks at a time because I was only doing a certain amount of personals each day. We may be going back to that. So I would suggest go ahead and booking it now. Because I feel like that's what we're kind of going to be going back to, but it's good because it's a better for everyone involved. That way. So I'm kind of rambling now. Let's go ahead and I'm going to leave with this message that if you enjoy this content and if you enjoy other tarot readers content, astrologers, spiritual workers, even whoever you watch that you enjoy, that's in the spiritual realm, or spiritual world, I should say, and spiritual realm, but spiritual world, on YouTube, on any platform, please show your love by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. All of those steps really help support us. And we're entering into a time where there's multiple social medias that are making it harder to find our content, and you're going to have to seek us out. So if you can kind of push back on that with doing those actions and continuing to engage the channel, that is really incredibly helpful. And I appreciate it so, so very much. Of course, I always give thanks to those that donate. It's always a surprise, definitely not required by any means for my YouTube channel here. And I really do appreciate it when that comes through. But just, your support alone, by commenting, by subscribing with notifications on, by leaving likes on the video, it really does help, because that's how other people are going to be able to find me, is with increased numbers in that regard. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so, so very much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you all very soon.